I recently watched this fascinating film, a short film called Chiquita, directed by Trivikram Gajulapalli. It tells the story of Charles, an American biker in his late 60s living in Texas. He is far, far away in the US, not connected at all with any form of Hinduism or any form of spirituality or guru or whatsoever. He is just completely in his own world of bikes and a little old Texas village. Now, after a motorcycle accident, he encounters something which is mysterious, which is mystical in nature. He encounters a mysterious little girl, which he calls Chiquita. The little girl is connected to Sri Bala Tripura Sundari, the child form of the divine goddess, or what we call as Devi. And what strikes me is Charles was never an Indian seeker, as I said. He was never following any spiritual path, no guru, nothing to do with any religion or gods and goddesses, nothing whatsoever. So suddenly he discovered this. He discovered his own Ishtadevat, or Ishta Devi in this case. He discovered his own divine. And that is precisely where this film resonates with Darklight Energetics as well. Because here in Darklight Energetics, we emphasize and we focus more on individual consciousness, and we encourage people to discover the divine within, the Ishtadevat, the Guru Tattva, and all the other Tattva within, rather than following any kind of images or any kind of belief or any kind of preconceived notions about God who's sitting upstairs and judging everybody, or based on some books. No, because for me, spirituality is all inclusive, is never exclusive. Religion makes you exclusive because it says only my version of God is true. Only my version of God is the true God, or the ultimate, all knower, all blessed, and all powerful, almighty. But it is only if you believe in my version of God and not your version of God. That is what religion is. But on the contrary, spirituality is not like that. Spirituality is all inclusive. It's never about some vague idea of God, which is sitting above, or just somewhere, in some place, in some kind of form. Spirituality is all about divinity within, and then it extends outside. So it's from micro to macro and macro to micro. As I always say, God, love, guru, these are all matter of discovery. It's not that you just go to somebody and say, you are my guru or you're my God. No, it doesn't work that way. It has to flourish from within. It has to be discovered first. And how will you discover? So discovery happens only when you are receptive in some or the other way. In this case, for example, in Charles' case, in this movie, he was very receptive. Some things happen in his life. He had no idea what's going on, where he is going, where he is headed. But when those things happen, when those difficult time comes in somebody's life, somehow the person becomes receptive to this type of mystical experiences, or at least the divine connection. So that is what makes this movie very special. It's divine coming into you, not that you go and become a seeker. No. Divine comes when you are ready, in different forms. And that is the other thing about this movie. Divine is not just coming in one particular form. You have to discover God or goddesses into various forms. And that discovery, that itself is the journey of life. That itself is the purpose of life. And of course, it starts with yourself. The more you discover yourself, that is how you will discover others. That is how you will discover divine in others. So that is the depth of it. That boils down to the depth of experience. So you may have some sort of experiences in life, but what requires is the depth of it. What matters is the depth and intensity of that experience. And that is what we aim in Darklight Energetics. We work on energetics. We work with individual consciousness, with individuals on their journey, because somebody might be coming from various spiritual paths. Somebody might be an atheist. It doesn't really matter, actually, because it's not about, like I said, it's not about believing. It's about discovering the divine. It's a matter of discovery. So anything which is cultivated is not real. So cultivated experience, you might try to impress somebody with that. Maybe it might work. But then end of the day, you know what is the truth. You know that the experience was not real. And even if it is real, like I said, the depth of it is missing. So we are here to discuss and make you discover the depth of the experiences at Darklight Energetics. So for us, experience comes first. Then comes the depth of experience, the intensity at which you receive that experience. So the experiencer and the experience and the experienced become one gradually. That is what we aim for at Darklight Energetics. And then comes the understanding. Understanding, because for understanding you need logic and logical mind. So that's fine. But that comes later. So that is the essence of Darklight Energetics, and that is the reason why this movie resonates a lot with what we do. And that is the reason why I'm doing this video at first place, because I was so fascinated with this, and I thought that, I must share it with everybody. If you are interested to watch this movie, this is available freely on YouTube. It's just hardly 40 or 45-minute short movie. You can have a look at it. It's available on YouTube. However, I will be also putting the link of this movie in my description in this post. You can have a look at it, and do let us know how it is. Do share this video, and do let us know your experience about this movie in the comment section, or DM me directly. And in case if you're curious to know more and discover your divine after watching this movie, then contact me and DM us at Darklight Energetics. This is Jeet Sharma. Thank you so much. Have a nice one.